Hello and welcome to the Alertus System new user training for dispatcher users or those with the standard user role in the Alertus console. My name is Chris, Customer Education and Training Specialist here at Alertus, and I'm happy to be your trainer for this session. For this session, we'll be going over some basics on Alertus to get you familiarized with what we do, where you can locate help and resources, and what to expect from your Alertus solution. We'll go over navigation and activation via several different activation points that may exist at your organization. And finally, we'll close out the session with a Q&A at the end. By the end of the session, you should be able to understand how Alertus works and the importance of your role as an Alertus dispatcher user. You should be able to be confident in activating your system under stressful situations. You'll be able to manage, test, and troubleshoot your system to maintain a constant state of readiness and be able to locate help references and support. Before we dive in, let me remind you that you should have access to the Alertus customer portal found at help.alertus.com, where you can access our knowledge base to locate how-to articles and technical guides, as well as contact tech support and locate additional training materials and resources. If you do not have, or you're unsure if you have the ability to log into the portal, please reach out to your Alertus account manager and they will help coordinate that for you. Do know that we have recently launched a robust customer training program with various courses to meet the needs of the different levels of users at your organization. After completing this new user training, you may be interested in one of the following. We have the Emergency Manager Training course, which is for those responsible for training internal teams, looking for insight on effectively preparing their organizations to manage emergency alerting. We also have Sustainment Training, which is a great opportunity to gain best practice tips for maximizing your Alertus system's capabilities. The course helps you better understand three main concepts of the solution, which are system familiarization, system monitoring, and system maintenance. We do have two upcoming live training webinars in the next couple of weeks that you are more than welcome to register for. Next Tuesday, December 7th at 11:30 Eastern Time, we have a how-to tutorial on troubleshooting your alert beacons. And then on Thursday, December 16th at 11:30 Eastern, we have the sustainment training available for you. So if you're new to your organization or to the role of an Alertus user, then you may be wondering, what is it? What is Alertus? Basically, Alertus is part of your organization's mass notification or emergency notification system. Because of our robust capabilities, Alertus allows for the integration of new and existing systems to facilitate emergency alerting throughout your organization. The Alertus system simplifies the complexities of systems and communications during critical incidents. Our GUI, or graphical user interface, was designed to intuitively help you activate on your very first day. Once you are familiar with your system, you will be able to activate your system in under 45 seconds. The Alertus system can be operated and managed via web browser, allowing you to activate your system from anywhere. In some cases, depending on your organization's infrastructure, Alertus accessibility is not dependent on the internet, which allows for ease of use and the availability despite system outages. Your Alertus server consists of two major components: the Alertus Console, which is the front-end web-based interface for sending out alerts and configuring your Alertus system. And then we have Alertus middleware, which is the back-end. It's a set of tools and communication protocols that do all the heavy lifting that makes Alertus work. Together, these components allow the Alertus server to integrate with a wide array of other products and services at your organization. Alertus provides various activation methods or points of activation or initiation for sending out alerts. Do note that your organization may or may not have one or more of the following. If you are unsure of which activation methods you will be responsible for, please refer to your emergency manager, your Alertus administrator, or your emergency standard operating procedures. Now, The most commonly used activation method, because it is also the focal point for managing and configuring your entire system, is the Alertus Console. The console is a web-based graphical user interface used for sending out alert notifications and managing alert devices such as alert beacons and Alertus desktop clients. And as I mentioned, it is the main UI for users and administrators. The console is also known as the Alertus Activation Console or the Web Console. Do note that you will be able to access the Web Console via the Alertus mobile Activator app as well. Another method is the Alertus Desktop Activator, which is a desktop application for Windows or Mac to quickly launch preset alerts or software panic button scenarios from the system tray, desktop icon, or even a keyboard shortcut. We also have our activation buttons or panic buttons, and depending on your use case, you may refer to them as duress buttons. They could be USB or hardwired. We also have the Alertus Rapid Response Console. It's a touch-enabled activation platform that allows users to send out alerts directly from the console screen. It's usually wall or desk mounted. And finally, we have the Alertus Communication Control Unit, or the CCU. It's a hardware platform capable of monitoring and controlling high-power speaker arrays. Now, in terms of users, Alertus has 3 user types that come standard with every solution. And depending on your role, you may have different levels of access and responsibilities within the Alertus console. Your role is that of a dispatcher user or a standard user. Your organization may have customized different user roles and levels of access. Maybe your role is not named dispatcher or user. It could have a different name. To find out more, ask your Alertus administrator for more details on your specific role and level of access. The Alertus system also provides different activation types to dispatch alert notifications. Your access to activation types may differ depending on your role and access rights. As a dispatcher user, you may have access to rapid activation, preset activations, and custom activations. For rapid alerts, these have the most details already pre-configured. All you have to do is enter or select the message text and confirm the activation. Preset alerts are similar in that they use pre-canned texts and predefined alert profiles, which means that all of the details of the alert, including duration, message text, and recipients, have already been pre-configured. This activation type allows for fast and easy activation. And finally, custom alerts are fully customizable alerts that this option gives you access to configure all of the parameters of the alert for fine-grained control of the notification behavior. These are best used for routine notifications. So what are the elements of an alert? Do know that for all activation types, these are the pieces of information that are required: message, duration, priority, delivery methods, and recipients. For the message, it's basically the alert text that will be displayed on Alertus devices and sent to integration services. The duration and priority let you know the length of time that the alert will be active. And the priority will, depending on if it's a high priority or low priority, anything given with the highest priority will override less urgent notifications. In terms of delivery methods, these are ways that alerts are packaged and sent. Alert services are the settings that control which types of devices, and integration services will activate and their individual settings and behavior per activation, per alert. Under delivery methods, you'll find the option to select individual alert services or from pre-configured alert profiles. Alert profiles are just convenient groupings of these individual alert services, and it is most likely the specification your admin will want you to use. Recipients refer to the targeted devices that will receive the alert. When selecting recipients, you can select all devices in your entire organization or limit devices to those in a specific group, unit list, or even a geographical area. Now that you are familiar with some key concepts of Alertus and the Alertus console, let's take a look at the console itself. Now, upon logging in, this is how your view of the console appears. Now, do note if this does not look like what your console view is right now, it could be that your organization has not updated their server since spring of 2021. If not, then your UI may look a little differently. The login screen might look like this, and your home screen may look like this. Either way, that is okay, whether you have the old UI or the new UI. All of the features function the same, and for the most part, they have the same nomenclature. If you are interested in updating your UI, go ahead and reach out to your Alertus administrator. All right, let's go ahead and get us logged into the console. All right, so upon logging in, this is what you will see. You will have a tile menu in the center of the screen. And on the left side of the screen, you'll see a navigation bar as well that has the same elements as the center portion. Now, whether you access features from the tile menu, the quick access menu in the center of the screen, or on the left side navigation bar, it is okay. Either way, you will be taken to the same features. If you're ever in one part of the console and you need to return to the home screen for any reason, do remember that you can access other features here on the left side navigation bar, or you can click on the home icon here on the upper left-hand side or on the Alertus console logo, and it will take you back to the home screen. Now, before we navigate here, let's take a look at what we're seeing. If you ever need to contact support, you have two options. You can click here on the support tile menu in the center of the screen, or you can click support here on the lower left-hand side with a little question mark. When you click on here, you will be able to find our email for support, phone number for routine, and phone number for emergency uses as well. You can also find information regarding your Alertus server version. And you may or may not be able to see the license features here of everything that exists in your Alertus system. If you ever need to search for specific features, you can use the search bar here on the upper right-hand side. Do note that you will not be able to search for user entered data, but you will be able to search for specific features. You also have the option to edit some preferences depending on your login. Here, when you click on your login name, you can click on preferences and you can change the theme and appearance of your console. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in classic mode and click close. You will also notice that on the bottom of the screen, you have a bar that says no active alerts. If it's red and has active alerts, this is just a ticker letting you know that there are either no or active alerts currently in your system. All righty. Now, in terms of activation, let's go ahead and start with custom activation so that you can see all of the elements of an alert. So on custom activation, here, the first thing that we're going to choose is our message. You can either enter a custom message here in the text box, or you can select from a predefined alert. Okay. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and choose a test alert. You can select your duration by minutes, hours, or days. Do note that the minimum time is 2 minutes. So I'll go ahead and set it for 2 minutes. You can even schedule this alert for a later time if it is a system test by clicking on the red hyperlink that says now, and then you'll be able to select a date and time for the future. Assigning a priority will allow this alert notification to override any existing alerts in the system. Since this is a test, I will go ahead and give it a lower priority. Next, I will specify my delivery methods. Remember that delivery method is how this message will be packaged and sent. From the Add Alert Service dropdown, I can select individual alert services if I need to. Depending on your organization, you may see a long or short list. Or I can select from predefined groupings of alert services by choosing an alert profile here from this drop-down menu. I'm going to go ahead and select my system test profile, which automatically populates 3 different alert services at the same time. Do note that I can go in here for this specific alert and I can remove an alert service if needed. Do note that any changes I do here during custom activation does not save to the alert profile. Whenever I click on this system test alert profile, it will always show up the same as has been set up, even if I clear one of the alert services. And then the final piece of information that is always needed for sending out an alert is your recipients. Do note that whether you choose all, specific groups, or specific unit, you can only choose one or the other. So if I select to target every alert device in my organization, I can click all. Notice I cannot make any other adjustments. If I choose to target groups, I can target as many or as little groups within my organizations as I need. Or I can target specific units. So for example, this is a test alert that I would like to send just to my personal computer. Since I have the desktop client installed on my computer, I'm able to select my unit for this. Now, if you're unsure of what your unit ID is, that is easy to find. If you have the Alertus desktop client and you have a Windows computer, you'll be able to know if you have the client installed because you will see this 3-ring yellow circle icon with a green check mark, either in your system tray at the bottom, or you have to use the up arrow to view your other icons there. You can right click, then click about, and you will see an ID number that is your unit ID that you'll be able to enter there to send the alert to yourself. If you have the Alertus desktop client for Chrome, you can do the same thing, but you'll find the icon here in your Chrome browser on the upper right-hand side. Again, just simply right-click it, click about, and your unit ID will show. So now that I have all of the elements for my alert, my message, my delivery methods, and my recipients, I'm going to go ahead and click continue. Don't be afraid. Everything done in the console requires a confirmation. So whenever you save, create, or change anything, you will be asked to confirm. So clicking on continue will not send the alert until I click send on the confirmation screen. Do note that the confirmation screen has all of the details of the alert that you have created, including delivery methods and devices. Simply click send to activate the system. You will notice I have an operation success pop-up, and my active alerts ticker at the bottom is now red with 1 active alert. Now, And there goes the pop-up. Click acknowledge to remove the desktop. Okay, now, if you have the ability to, and you're performing a system test, if ever necessary, you need to cancel an alert, you can do so by clicking on the active alerts window, opening it up. Notice you see here the alert information with the option to cancel. If you do not see the option to cancel, it means that you do not have the user access and rights to cancel an alert, and that is okay. Now, the next alert I'd like to show you is our preset activation. This one is probably the most commonly used activation type because all of the elements have been pre-configured. All you have to do is select the appropriate scenario. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use a silver alert. Now, notice here that once I selected this alert type, I have some information here that I have to fill in. Do note that not every preset alert requires you to fill in information. For example, shelter in place just gives me the text. But for this specific alert, my administrator created some text prompts that I have to enter information for that will show up in the text of the alert itself. So here we'll put the resident's name, the room number, and the time they went missing. Notice as I fill out the information here, it is populated in the message text. Once the information is entered completely, I can click continue. Then I will be taken to the confirm activation screen. Notice here that all we did was select the message text and enter the information as prompted. And everything else, including delivering methods and recipients, has been predefined or preset by my administrator, hence preset alert or preset activation. So all I had to worry about was the text, and now I can just click send to send out the alert. I would not do this for this test because I have other users here. I do not want to disturb my coworkers. And the final activation type I'll go ahead and show you is rapid activation. This one is used for emergency scenarios in which you need to target every single unit and device and recipient in your entire organization. All you would do here is select the appropriate message text. Notice here the emergency settings have already been configured. This was be given the highest priority and it will last 10 minutes. I cannot change or edit any information here. What I would do now is click continue and it will target everything in my organization here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click cancel. But that is how you send out a rapid activation. All right, before we leave the console and visit other activation methods, I want to go ahead and show you some reporting capabilities that you can access from the console itself. We have dashboards. Dashboards allow you to see reports for events, which are custom trigger events, or give you information regarding any high power speaker array systems at your organization. We also have our reports. That provide real-time and historical system information. There are several reports to choose from. Remember, you can use the left side navigation bar as well. If you click on the down arrow for reports, you'll see the same list here on the left that you do here in the center menu. Now, once we get into the presentation, I'll discuss more details regarding the reports, but I do want to highlight this specific report, Alert History, because it provides you details of every alert that has been sent out. This report generates in the console itself, and it will show you the most 40 recent alerts with the most recent one here at the top. If you need to gain more information on the alert, you just click on the plus sign to expand, and you will get extremely detailed information on the alert in terms of its message, what was targeted, the settings for the alert services, its duration, who sent it, and its status. Notice here on the right-hand side, you see some icons. This lets you know visually what alert devices were targeted here. You can also get information for this specific alert in terms of activations and acknowledgements. So the activations report gives me general information here for the alert at the top. When I scroll down, it lets me know the intended number of devices that were supposed to be activated, how many were actually activated, how many failed to activate, and the seconds that it took to activate. Down here, device detail lets me know that on a per device basis. Notice that this was the alert that the custom test alert I just sent out, in which I only targeted my device, and so that is the only information that is shown here. Device acknowledgements lets me know if I acknowledged the alert when it popped up. This is mostly used for alert beacons or Alertus desktops. Since I clicked on the acknowledge button when I got the pop-up on my desktop, it shows here that I did in fact acknowledge the alert. Another thing I want to mention is that there are some reports that generate within the console itself, such as the alert history report. And then if you notice, I had a couple of reports generate in a new tab. So when you see the icon here of a pop out of a new tab, do note that these 4 reports will generate in a different tab. If for any reason you X out of the console and you need to get back, clicking on the red hyperlink that says console on the upper right-hand side of the report will take you back to the Alertus console. Okay, let's jump back into the presentation. Now, as we just saw, the console provides several different reports that allow you to check for and maintain system readiness. Reports facilitate supervision of devices and allow you to know the condition of every endpoint, which are built to standards of life, safety, and fire systems. Our first set of reports allow you to check the status and operations of the alerts activated from the Alertus system. The alert history report, as I showed, shows a detailed history of the most recent alerts that were processed by the Alertus system, and it will display all alerts dispatched by any means of the system. The device acknowledgement reports gives you a summary of information of individual acknowledgements for each activation, each alert. The device activations report tells you the number of devices that were supposed to activate, which ones were, how many were offline, which ones did not activate, which ones did activate, and the time that it took to activate. The user alert recipients report is a hybrid, a combination of the device acknowledgements and the device activations report. It's primarily useful for identifying users using Alertus desktop clients or Active Directory or LDAP mapped groups. These next set of reports allow you to view and manage the various group targeting methods within the Alertus system as set up by your organization. The group memberships reports is a series of reports that display the members of groups on the Alertus server. You'll be able to determine which alert devices will be activated when sending to a specific group. The location memberships is similar, but it displays the relationship between the alert devices and their locations. Mobile memberships reports display the users who have registered for the Alertus mobile recipient app. And the device status report is probably one of the most used and important reports, as it is used to check those heartbeats of devices checking into your server. So all alert devices check into your Alertus server. It creates what we call a heartbeat, and the device status report allows you to see if everything is functioning, any issues with connectivity, and etc. Dashboards are reports specifically used for events created by custom event triggers, for example, a panic button activation or a NOAA weather alert that has activated your system. They will appear here in the event dashboards. And if your organization has HPSA systems in place, then you will be able to monitor and run diagnostics via the HPSA2 dashboard. You can also launch alerts via the mobile Activator app if your organization does use it. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So the Alertus Activator app is this red icon here. It says Activator. Clicking on it, you can enable it to use biometrics. So all I would do is click continue. It will use my Face ID. And immediately I will have a quick access menu that shows all of the preset alerts that are configured to my system. I can simply launch an alert by clicking on the preset alert from the quick access menu. On the confirmation screen, I click activate. If I need to access other preset alerts, I can click on the giant activate button here on the top of the screen, and it will take me to a list of additional preset alerts. Depending on your organization, you may or may not have this many alerts appearing in your Activator app. Notice at the bottom, you have a set of icons here that allow you to see if there are any active alerts. You can run some reports that tell you the activations in the past 7 days, and you can change it to to months. And in the settings menu is where you're able to turn on or off the biometrics. It is recommended best practice to enable biometrics because in the event of an emergency, you want to be able to log into your Activator app as soon as possible. And it was just that simple. Okay, go back to my presentation here. Now, your organization may also utilize the desktop activator, also known as a software panic button. If so, these will be found on desktop computers. To launch a software panic button activation, you will simply click on the red panic button on your system tray, or you will be able to launch right from a desktop icon, depending on how your organization has set them up. Simply clicking on it will allow you to enter some information, either confirm the activation or by typing yes, or confirm by clicking yes, and it will launch the alert. You can also activate a preset alert or request for help simply by clicking the red panic button icon on your desktop tray and selecting the appropriate alert type. Some organizations use the Alertus Rapid Response Console, especially if they utilize HPSA systems. Navigating the RRC is quite intuitive as all information can be found on the home screen itself. Remember that the RRC is either wall or desk-mounted tablet that allows you to launch preset activations. As you notice here on the home screen, the preset activations appear on this quick access menu on the home screen. You can also see information regarding any active alerts. You can cancel if you have the ability to, and you can view settings and other information here. To activate a preset alert from the RRC, you would just simply select the appropriate alert from the home screen. If a PIN code was provided to you by your Alertus administrator, you'll be prompted to enter it. You will then review the activation screen details on the confirmation screen and then click activate. Remember that you will always be prompted to confirm your activation one more time before it actually launches the alert. So you will simply click on activate once you're asked to, do you want to activate? Now, you also have the option of recording live voice or broadcasting live voice. Some alerts may be configured to stream live voice from the RRC directly to new generation high-power speaker arrays. If the preset alert on the home menu indicated live voice in the name, you will be prompted to broadcast live audio after confirming the activation. So after this last step, activate, you will see here a waiting screen setting up the live broadcast environment. Once you're taken to this screen, simply click on Start Speaking. While broadcasting live voice, a countdown of the time remaining for the alert will be displayed in the middle of the screen. To stop broadcasting without ending the alert, simply press on mute. Now, if you wish to end the alert and you're done speaking, you can click on Done Speaking and you'll be prompted to return to the home screen. It will end the alert at that time. If you have the rights and access to, you may be able to cancel alerts right from the Rapid Response console. If so, you will see a cancel button on the lower right-hand side. You may be prompted to enter a PIN code and then press yes to cancel the active alert. You will also be able to find some simple reports on the RRC, including an activation report where you can view activations of the alerted system over custom time ranges. Selecting on individual bars will give you information on each activation. The server information report provides information about the alerted server and its license information. And the system health report provides information on the quantity and types of endpoints currently checking into your alerted server. You'll be able to select the device type to get more information regarding that at your organization. If your organization utilizes HPSA systems, you may have access to the Communication Control Unit or the CCU. To navigate the CCU, you will use the LCD screen, the navigation arrows with an OK button in the center, and the microphone to broadcast live audio. To activate a target alert, from the home screen menu, as shown below, it will display your organization's name and version details. Simply click OK. Then you will be taken to a menu. Using the up or down arrow, you will go to activations. Again, using the cursor and press OK. Again, using the cursor, you will choose the appropriate activation type, press OK. Then you'll be prompted to select an intended targeting method. So whether you want to target all units, a specific unit, or select groups. Choose one, press OK. Do note that once you're selecting your intended targets, you will notice a little dot to the right within the brackets that will let you know that those targets have been selected. Once you've selected all the targets, click OK. Use the up arrow to go to confirm and click OK. You will then be asked to confirm the activation details. Yes will already be highlighted. Simply click OK. A waiting screen will appear and the activation will start. The name of the current activation and the elapsed time since being set will display on the screen during the activation. To broadcast live audio, from the home screen, you'll be able to click OK to access the menu. What you will do then is use your up and down arrow to select live audio, then press OK. Again, you'll be asked to select your groups and intended targeting methods. Confirm the live audio, press OK. After the waiting screen, you will see the name live audio appear and the time elapsed since sending the activation. During this time, you may pick up the microphone and speak into the mic to broadcast live audio. If you have the ability to and you need to cancel a targeted or live audio alert, at the activation screen where it's giving you the information regarding whether it's an activation or a live audio, Cancel will already be highlighted. All you have to do is press OK. Then it will ask you to confirm the cancellation. Yes will already be highlighted, so click OK and it will cancel the alert. Silent testing is used to check the HPSA amplifiers and ensure there are no hardware issues. So if your organization requires you to ever perform any silent testing to check your HPSA systems, you can do so by following the same prompts as targeted alert or live audio broadcast, except you would select silent test from the main menu. And with that, we have concluded the new user training for dispatcher users. If you have any questions, please feel free to enter them in the questions box. Otherwise, please don't hesitate to reach out to us or your account manager for more information on Alertus, any of our training courses or workshops, and make sure to take advantage of your access to the customer portal for resources and support. I'll go ahead and give anyone a couple of minutes if they have any questions. Otherwise, I bid you adieu and I wish you have a wonderful rest of your day.